to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. This first time here, welcome. Thank you for checking out the channel. Thank you. Can't even talk. Thank you for checking out the video. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate you guys coming back, checking the channel back out. So hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. It's a grind this morning for me. I was just kind of, getting the breakfast ready for the kids and everything, and then back to the listing. So first time here, if you guys are wondering, does he do this sports card selling by himself? Yes, I do. I list, ship, source everything all myself. I track everything myself. It's a one-man show. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you check out the eBay store. That's primarily where I currently do most of my work and my business. Everything's on the eBay store, so the link's in the description. But yeah, it's been a grind today. 7 days a week, guys, unless I'm on vacation or we have kids activities. Pretty much I'm on the grind here. So but today, if you guys are wondering, on a weekly basis, I've been doing this, and I'm going to continue to do this, is a Q&A session. I try to do this on the weekend when I can, so make sure you guys tune in, hit the subscribe button on the weekend, so that way you can get your questions and answer, or Q&A, questions and answers, for people who are asking me, what do I experience? So like I said, these answers are just primarily what I've experienced and what I feel is correct. Who knows if they're right or wrong? I don't know. This is just what I've experienced. So let's get started, man. First question: how do I price bulk lots quickly and fast? This was a question somebody kind of asked just recently when I did a sourcing video. So I don't know how, people do it, who sell sports cards and flip it for a living, but this is how I do it. So if there's a specific lot that I'm sourcing with, whether it's in person, online, most of the time, 99% of the time, or 95% of the time, I source in person. I go and take a look at the cards, unless it's somebody I completely trust. But I usually price about the 10 to 15% mark. So let's just say if it's a bulk lot of 1,000 cards, okay? So if 1,000 cards that I'm purchasing from the guy or the girl, I usually try and quickly price about 100 to 150 of those cards. When I say about 10 to 15%, 10 to 15% that I know that I can sell within 6 months to a year. Stuff that I know it's very liquid, it's gonna sell quickly, and I can make my money back for the investment I'm gonna put into that lot. So in other words, let's just say 1,000 card lot, 100 of those cards I believe I can sell within 6 months. I price them out, and then that's where I price out the lot. So let's just say the guy is asking for $1,000. So literally $1 a card, okay, for the 1,000 card lot. So I price out those 100 cards. In my eyes, I look at the comps, adjust it to about 60 to 70% of comps to give me at least a little bit of room margin in regards to make profit and everything. So I would say, I price out those 100 cards. Let's just say I can price them out at about $900. That's where I'm getting the comps at, and then everything else is kind of gravy. All that 900, the additional 900, 850 cards are gravy. So I would shoot the guy an offer at about $650, $700, and that's how I price it out comp wise. Because somebody was asking me, how do I do it quickly? Comp, I would say 10% of those cards, what are they at, and then shoot an offer at about 70%, and then give or take whatever the rest of those cards, if you think you can sell it at, let's just say, a fraction of the cost of, let's say, 50 cents to $1 a card. And that's how I would, break it down in regards to how do I price it in regards to quickly on those bulk lots. That's how I would quickly do it. 10, 15% of the lot, what you can price it at quickly. You can look up the comps, so you don't have to spend the entire day going through those 1,000 cards or hours and hours and pricing them out. Because this is the whole point. You're buying the bulk lot. You should be able to get a deal. They should be able to give you a deal because they're moving everything instantly. So there you guys go. That's how you do it. 10 to 15%, that's how I do it. Right or wrong, up to you guys on that, but that's how I do it. I had another question, number 2. PSA upcharge, how to avoid it. This you can't. It's as simple as that. You can't avoid the upcharge, okay? So I think, let's take a look real quick. I think on PSA, so I'm looking up here, if you're doing the bulk, the value bulk and everything, I think it's like $18.99, and they have a special going on for $16.99. But you have the declared value, I believe, of that up to, I think, $500 for the bulk, the value bulk. So if a card, and when I say declared value, is the declared value is usually after the fact has been graded. So let's just say it's a Victor Wembanyama Silver Prism rookie right now. I mean, if you were to grade that card, if it comes back a 9 or a 10, that declared value is going to be well over $500, guys. Currently, that is. It's going to be, a couple $1,000. So you're going to get upcharge on that. It's as simple as that. They're going to contact you. They're not going to give you. They literally hold your card hostage because they're not going to ship that card back to you until you pay your upcharge. So knowingly, you should have known. You're sitting in that card to get graded. If you don't know the value of what that card is going to be, if you get a 9 or a 10, you shouldn't be grading cards. It's as simple as that. You should understand the concept of it. So I understand it's very subjective. The grader, it could be between a 7, 8, 9, 10. The values dramatically change. I understand that. But you knowingly, if you send in that card, you should know if it's going to get at least a 9 or a 10, or you're thinking that. You're hoping for that, right? If you're hoping for that, you should definitely value that card well over that, and you should pay the additional whatever. I think it's like the regular or the value. I think the regular charge is like $75 for that card because the value is over $1,500. So you should know that. There's no way to avoid that. Okay. Number two, if it's borderline. So the card, let's just say, if that card is a borderline card that's going to be between the 500 to 1,000, you don't know depending on the 9 or 10. In reality, if you're going to pay that much, I don't have that issue because, like I said, guys, I don't go high-end cards. I don't grade super high-end stuff, so I haven't had that issue. But to avoid that issue, you might as well go on the higher end. I understand it's additional $20, $30, $40, $50, but if the value of that card is coming back giving you an additional, $500, $1,000 difference, what is literally $40-$50? That's kind of probably how they're seeing it, because they're adding value to your card. So you might as well pay the additional amount and don't have to worry. And the biggest thing too, on top of that, when you do the declare value of your card, I believe this is true. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows this, but I believe the declared value of your card, when they ask you to declare it, you should probably be as accurate as possible. And the reason being is when they ship it back to you, let's just say that card that you think is going to get a 10 and you declare the value of that card of a $700 card. If that card were to get damaged or if it gets lost in shipment, the insurance will only cover to whatever you declared that card. So if you thought that card, you think you're going to save money by declaring that card of $100 or $200, keep in mind, if that card for some odd reason gets lost and gets damaged, they're only going to insure you up to the $200, whatever you declared that value. If you declare the value of a $700, $750 card, because it is, they're going to insure that card for $750. So it's very, very critical you could be honest up front. That's what I would say. So there is no way to get away around the upcharge. Yes, it is subjective, as I said, as the grader, what they're going to give you on a grade and everything. But I mean, if you're hoping for a 9 or a 10 on that card to get you the $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 value, you might as well pay the additional cost in my eyes, so you don't have to worry about the upcharge fee. So just be honest, be upfront, and you should be honest with yourself. If it's a card that's going to be a couple $1,000, pay that additional $50 to pay it to get it graded. At least that's just my thoughts. So you can't get away around that. Sorry, man. I had a crack and resubmit question. I did a video earlier this week about, crack and resubmitting it. This is the thing, because I guess the gentleman got a card that was an 7, 8, and he's thinking they should be a 9 or a 10. So this is my thoughts. Should you crack and resubmit it? Keep in mind you already paid the grading fee once, so that's about $20. You're gonna pay an additional $20 again to grade it again. So that's $40 out of pocket, hoping that you're going to get either a 9 or 10 to give you an additional value. Now, my thoughts are, depending on what the 9s and the 10s are going for, should you resubmit it or not? Totally up to you guys on that. it depends if the value is going to cover the cost of regrading it. So if the value will add on an additional, at least, keep in mind, you paid $40 just for grading. It's got to, in my eyes, the value should be at least $50 to $100 more. It should add value if you get that grade. Keep in mind, it can come back at the same grade and you just wasted another $20 for grading fees. So it's one of those, it's a gamble. Totally up to you, but the gamble's got to make sense in my eyes. It should at least bring an additional $100. In my eyes, it should at least $100 of value, because then it covers the $40 that you already paid for grading, and then gives you the $60 hopefully added value to your card to make it worth it. So there you guys go. So keep that in mind. People keep forgetting that they already paid $20 to get it graded. Then you got to pay another $20 to get it graded, knowingly that there's a possibility you can get a worse grade, equal grade. So there you guys go. Up to you. I would just check on the values, what current comps are for the next grade up or the next 2 grades up. It won't, most likely, I would say 9 times out of 10, it's not going to jump 2 grades. There is a rare occasion it does happen, but it's a big risk. So that's just my thoughts on that. I had a guy mention, and some other people who actually DM me on the side and was asking me, why the hell am I buying those big ass lots, wasting my time going through thousands and thousands of cards? Isn't it a waste of time? Wouldn't I be better buying the higher end cards, getting them graded and all that stuff? Yeah, it would be. I totally understand where you guys are coming from. It totally makes sense. However, as I mentioned in my previous videos, I don't have the capital to be able to buy 10 cards that are worth $100 each, which is $1,000. I mean, I could, but in my eyes, I'd rather take $200, $300, $400, $500 and buy a 20,000 card lot, which has, I know, an extreme amount of value. I don't have that big of a risk, because there is no fluctuation on those older, I wouldn't even say junk wax. Some of them junk wax, some of them are nicer cards that I can list on a daily basis. I have a scanner and can list very quickly and go through those cards and list that. So it's a gamble type of thing. I understand. Yeah, I can go buy a $100 card, rookie card, get it graded, possibly sell it for $300, $400, $500. But keep in mind, there's a chance that the grade could suck. I know I can crack and resubmit it, and it's just the whole domino effect. I totally understand that, but time wasted on that, and then the player could stink it up, and then, the shit can drop value-wise. There's a lot of things. It's a gamble, okay? I totally understand that. However, I enjoy going through all those cards too. So there is no amount of money that you can tell me that, nostalgically, I enjoy going through those 20,000 cards and finding, a rookie Brian Urlacher, which I did. And it was so cool that I'm going to send in to get graded. I don't care. I enjoy that part of it. I enjoy my job. I enjoy it. I totally enjoy these sports cards. So I enjoy going through all these cards. Some people are like, is it a waste of time? It is not a waste of time if you enjoy it. And also if you can make a little bit of profit on top of that. That's how I see it. And do what works for you. So everybody, you have to understand, everybody's in different boats. So do what works for you. If you have enough capital, if you can buy those high-end cards, get them graded, and make a ton of money, hey, more power to you. I'm not going to say no. I mean, I'm going to be like, hell yeah, that's awesome of you, But to me, I can't risk that big of an investment. Versus if I buy these 20,000 card lots, 10,000 card lots, 1,500 card lots or whatever for a fraction of the cost of me buying 10 cards. I understand. I completely understand that you can get away with buying 10 cards and make the same amount of money in the less time effort. However, there's also a bigger risk on that, and then on top of that, it becomes not as enjoyable to me if I go through 10 cards that I could care less about versus if I find something, I find a gold mine. That's part of the thing about why I do this for a living, is because I enjoy going through these stuff and finding guys and cards of old players that I was like, holy shit, that guy was badass back in the late 90s or whatever the case may be. I enjoy that. There's no price that you can pay me or anything for my time and effort that I enjoy that. So there you guys go. I mean, it's just one of those things. Do what works for you and what you enjoy, and that's how I see it. So, and plus, like I said, it's a less of a gamble for me on that. Let me see. Oh, I had a question about on card and sticker auto. So people are kind of asking. I think I'm going to do a video. Some other people also ask about this, if I can do a beginner's video of sports card collecting, if you're just getting into the hobby or in the industry or getting back into it, how much has changed and everything. I can definitely, I'm going to work on kind of getting a video for that. It'll be a super long video on that, so I might have to break it into several parts. But anyways, on card versus sticker, autographs, what's the bigger difference? So this is the thing. I think what people have to understand is the sticker autos don't mean as much to certain people. It's just how you see it. And the reason being is, so if you don't understand what a sticker auto is so a lot of these athletes, what they do is they get paid per autograph or whatever session they're gonna sign their name on. Okay, so Panini, Leaf, whatever company, Topps, Fanatic sends them a roll of stickers. It's just these clear stickers. They send them a roll, and these athletes, hours and hours, literally just sign their name on these stickers. They don't know what card it's going to go on. They have no idea where it's going to go, but they just know that they're just getting paid to sign their name on these stickers. And then these stickers get sent back to these companies, to these manufacturers, whether it's Panini, whether it's Topps, whether it's Upper Deck, whether it's Leaf, okay? So what they end up doing is taking these stickers and then they just stick them on whatever card, and that's it. Simple as that. So those are considered sticker autos. On card auto is a little more difficult because it's a little more, I guess you say, personable, because the actual athlete is handling that card themselves and they sign on that card, hence the name on card auto. It means a little bit more because the athlete literally is signing what they're wanting their autograph to be on. So they're actually touching it. It means a little bit more. It's a little nicer. It's a little more permanent. People feel that way because stickers fall off all the time. But it's a little more permanent. It's a little more personable. So it carries a little bit more value and sentimental value for people. So that's the biggest difference. Which one do I prefer? I mean, I'd be lying if I say I didn't prefer the on-card auto. The on-card auto is just a little more, it means a little bit more when the player actually touches it. That's how I feel about it. So, and they actually know what they're signing. So there you guys go. Last but not least, thumbnail help. I know my thumbnails suck ass. I get it. I am not the greatest when it comes to Photoshop or creating thumbnails. People are sending me left and right like, sir, I can do better thumbnails for you. And I totally get it, but I could care less. I spend literally less than 2 minutes on my thumbnails. That's not why I do this for. I understand there's all those crazy ass thumbnails where guys are, surprised, their heads are huge, their mouth are wide open. What is with that? I've been seeing thumbnails left and right with guys' mouth completely wide open. I'm trying to get away from that shit. I tried it for a little bit. I was like, dude, I look ridiculous. So no, I'm not going to do any more thumbnails with my mouth wide open. It was kind of weird. But anyways, no, I don't need help on it. I really don't care. These videos are not meant to be, grateful on the thumbnails. Probably would help my views and my subscription count, but all good, man. Hey, I appreciate that you're throwing out the help, but I'm not going to pay anybody to do thumbnails for me. That's really stupid. So, in my eyes, but whatever. Is what it is. Other than that, man, hopefully you guys have a good rest of the weekend. If you guys like this stuff, like I said, feel free to subscribe. Other than that, if you subscribe, watch this far, or you haven't subscribed, you watch this far, I still appreciate you guys watching the video all the way through. Other than that, man, till next time, guys.